What did you say to Adam? I told Adam everything.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun.
I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Listen to Pavarotti. Can I be your superhero?
Hello, welcome to The Revealing. I'm your host, Pavarotti, and I'm here to discuss the Idaho 4 case. And I got you one in this one, folks, one you've all been asking for now for about 3 years. I'm going to get as close as anybody can possibly get to answering the question for you, and that's, what did Maddie tell Adam? What'd you tell Adam? Well, I found Adam's statement, and I'll be able to 100% verify Adam's statement for you in this one. So we'll read it all together and see if we can determine, what Adam was told. And one of the reasons I want to do this is because I was listening to my guy Outcast last night. And one thing about when I do watch Outcast, his people in his comment section are some of the nastiest folks you can possibly imagine. Pav hating people, y'all. So I like to watch it, and I like to look at the comments as I'm watching it and see what they're saying. And it's hilarious to me because, a lot of people would look at that and go, oh. And, sometimes when, people say things, I fire back. But when I look at what these folks are saying, trying to critique my videos, and I know who they are, I can go look at the videos that they put together, and they're laughable. So what that does is just motivate me. So I got up early this morning, and I actually went back and reviewed every one of the MPD docs, knowing what I know now, because we know a lot more now than I did the first time I reviewed them, or even the second time. But now this third time through, I have actually located some pretty bombshell things, maybe even a few things I didn't even want to notice. But anyway, in this video, again, in an attempt to answer every possible question that people have on their minds in this case, and that is a big question that everybody's always had: what did Maddie tell Adam? I'm going to get you really close to it in this one. Undeniable, verifiable, and this is what I love about my haters. They can never do what I do. Hold on to your hats, folks. All right, first we got to verify with 100% certainty that we are looking at the statement from Adam Lauda. And this is Moscow Police Department, sequence number 298. And this is a statement by Brett Payne. And I guess he had written this report on August 13th, 2024. Why? Because they got a discovery request from probably the defense investigator, and they wanted the statement from Adam, apparently. And you can see that on Tuesday, August 6, 2024, I received another discovery request from the defense counsel in this case, asking for the identity of Adam in reference to surveillance video of Mogan and Gonzalez the night of the unalivings. Well, we know the only surveillance video of Mogan and Gonzalez the night of the unalivings is either at the grub truck or when they're walking to the grub truck and she says, Maddie, what did you tell Adam? So we can fairly assume that this says Adam right here. It was determined with the limited information available at the time that Adam was likely Adam Lauda. Is there any doubt now what these boxes say? Adam Lauda. Lauda worked at the Corner Club and was a friend of the victims and Jack DeCore. Lauda was interviewed by ISP detectives on November 18, 2022. And the interview was documented under ISP supplemental number 5. So if we want to know what Adam said to the investigators on November the 18th, 2022, it's real simple. All we have to do is go to ISP supplemental number 5, and it'll be right there for us to read. But once again, just so nobody's confused, on August 6th, I received another discovery request from the defense counsel in this case, asking for the identity of Adam in reference to surveillance video of Mogan and Gonzalez the night of the unalivings. It was determined, with the limited information available at the time, that Adam was likely Adam Lauda. Lauda worked at the Corner Club and was a friend of the victims and Jack DeCore. Lauda was interviewed by ISP detectives on November 18th. The interview was documented under ISP supplemental number 5. So let's go to ISP supplemental number 5 and see what Adam had to say. Okay, when we go to this document, and you'll see this is ISP supplemental number 0005. And reported date was November 21st. Now, what did they say, though? They said November 18th. So let's make sure we've got this correct. Idaho State Police. And, from date 11/18/2022. Looks like we've got it correct. On November 18th, Idaho State Police Investigation Sergeant David Cortez and Detective Chris Pohenka interviewed Adam Lauda regarding the unalivings of Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The interview took place at Adam's residence located at something in Buell, Idaho. And it's going to list the victims, and then it's going to talk about the witness, which will be white male, his date of birth, he's 22, and he's from Buell, Idaho. And let's see here. Evidence, recording of Adam interview. Category, radio, TV, home electronics. Audio, laser, compact disc. Recordings, audio, visual. So they should have a recording of this thing somewhere. And it says, on November 18, 2022 at approximately 11:55 a.m., Idaho State Police Detective Chris Pohenka and I interviewed Adam Lauda. The interview took place at Adam's residence located in Buell, Idaho. Adam relayed to us the following. He is roommates with Jack DeCore. He has known Kaylee since freshman year. They were in the same pledge class. So they've hung out together periodically over the last 4 years. He has visited her house in Coeur d'Alene once. He knew Xana as well, but not as well as Kaylee. He also knew Maddie as well, but they didn't hang out a lot. Kaylee and Jack DeCore had been dating since high school. They're on and off and have broken up twice. They had recently broken up because she accepted a job in Dallas. So they were settling things before she left after the semester. They broke up about 2 months ago. He never heard from Kaylee about anyone stalking her or giving her bad vibes. He had heard there was someone following her out of Winco a couple of months ago. He heard from friends she had someone follow her out of the Winco to her car. He heard that story from somebody, a sorority sister of Kaylee's. And that person is in California right now, and here's her phone number. He works at the Corner Club in Moscow, so he saw Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack Showalter leave the Corner Club together that night. That was the last time he saw them. They said they were going to John's Alley and were trying to get some friends to go with them. They didn't end up going there, though. He didn't know where they were before they showed up at Corner Club. He had seen Xana at some parties, but didn't really know her very personally. He tried to recruit Ethan into his fraternity, but otherwise didn't really know him. He doesn't know of anyone who might have wanted to hurt any of them. They were all really nice people. I believe this is saying Jack wouldn't have harmed Kaylee. He loves her, and he thought they would be married. They have a great relationship, even when they're not together. He is calm, and he is a calm and kind person. He's into sports, not an outdoorsman. He doesn't have a knife. He has never heard Jack even say anything bad about Kaylee. There is an apartment complex behind the victim's house that has a lot of sketchy people in it. There are registered S offenders living in it. That place is behind probably the Queen Road Apartments. There are windows facing the girl's house, and it's adjacent to it. It's a brown brick apartment complex. We concluded the interview. So, based on what Adam told the detective, it doesn't look like they probably talked about much that night, other than maybe that Kaylee still liked Jack, in my humble opinion. But that's as close as we'll probably ever get to answering the question, what did Maddie tell Adam? I usually like to provide you with a BAM. And there's no BAM in this one, but I know everybody was interested in hearing what Adam's statement to law enforcement was. And until they released the actual interview that they did with him, I believe that's as close as we're ever going to get. But at least we now can identify the police report, and if somebody wanted to put a FOIA in for that interview, they would know which one to FOIA now, beyond a shadow of a doubt. So again, it's just my efforts to try to answer every question that's on everybody's mind in this case. And I can tell you right now, after what I've looked at this morning, for a long time, I had some pretty strong suspicions based on what I had seen that, my theory for those of you that have been with us for a long time was that they set up Kohberger and Kopacka for the crime. I believe the perps did. Now, over the last couple of months, I really kind of got away from that, and it really looked to me like they had just pulled Kohberger out of a hat, and he didn't have any connection to anything, and they just put it on him. Well, I can tell you that I think I was right in many ways, and I was wrong in that way, because I believe now I can connect Kohberger to Mowich, and also I can connect how they got to Kohberger, and for the longest time, I thought it was through Kopacka's phone. And I still believe that in a way it was through Kopacka's phone, but it was actually through another phone that they got Kohberger's name. And it certainly wasn't some fake IGG. So it's likely that both Kohberger and Kopacka was set up by the real assailants in this thing. Just to tell you where I'm at right now, I believe Mowich, Braun, and Leonard are your real assailants in this case, with conspirators, of course. And I believe they set up Kohberger and Kopacka to take the fall for this thing. And they did a pretty darn good job of doing it, too. And I'll bring you all the evidence you need to be able to back that one up. Prepare. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Post your comments, thoughts, criticisms. Till next time, Pavarotti's out.